nuisance position, right? Especially when it was a heavy invested execute onto one of the sites. He was the one to kind of pick up the slack elsewhere, kind of play in the cut elsewhere on the map. And here on the chamber, he's going to be able to do that. But DRX with a very, very fast approach here, all the way through Arcade. I'll be here super early.
Oh, I like this split down towards CT. This is kind of interesting. But again, look at the positioning held by 100 Thieves too. You got one towards the site and one towards main, but DRX. Yeah, the split here is beautifully done, actually. Very impressive work. I like the theory to this hit. And sadly for Derek and Will, they've got a lot of people to get through here, and not a lot of step in towards the side. A little bit of utility should at least force Marco's hand, but he will be safe enough here. Gets to go back through.
Breach moment there for Marco.
Well, what do they do with this? How do you pry these players out of position? So difficult.
Teleport's ready.
Unfortunately, not stacked against him here. DRX happy to just dig their heels in. Marco actually the one to catch it here. Wow. Derek stunned up, still finds a kill, but Marco will seal the deal, finding 3 on the pistol. And DRX strike first.
Yeah, right back into things. And Mike, I love that little adjustment, that little pinch through, you know, the pressure towards CT straight away. Coming out, who was that? Off the back of, I think it was RB, just kind of dipped in there with the frenzy, but everything really well rounded on that approach.
Well, yeah, and actually, but more so to Buzz, not risking anything. I mean, because immediately, 100 Thieves are looking to get proactive. Very, very quickly pushing it out of B main just to make sure they can slow this hit down before it even gets set up. So Buzz plays the timing perfectly there on the back of them finding contact. There's nowhere for them to go. They can't get off steps. I believe it was Stella and Aston are both tied up there.
Careful here.
DRX now have to be cautious in approach. Just classics to work with. Will only got 2 in the Headhunter. Stacks will retrieve the ult orb. They will begin to drift away, and actually a little bit of a fake TP, just in case anybody's playing inside A main. So a little decoy sound cue out. 100 Thieves early progress outside dish here. They'll confirm no presence there. Stacked up once again. The death ball approaches A site. 100 Thieves, can they find anything to slow this down?
Quite like this little potential setup. The underhand flash comes in, no swing off the back. Yeah, Aston might have been able to do something with that for a second, but the timing window really closed. Has been marked, has been found. One jumps out. There is still one up there as well. They probably should note that with the underhand flash that came through. That's a rifle. It's left loose, I think, if I'm not mistaken. So that could be found. No, stacks quickly to the case. And 4 standing. Clean work for DRX here for the first 2.
I think 100 Thieves have to do something early on to disrupt some of this comfort. Don't allow DRX to just drift back and forth on the map. You can see already here on the previous, only classics to work with, but very quickly outside of dish. So you're going to see that early intention to do so. See what it looks like in a buy round for 100 Thieves. DRX pretty well equipped here, actually. 3 rifles to come in, 2 Spectres.
I'll show them.
Marco and Buzz. Decent progress towards those ultimates already. And this is what you want to see, 100 Thieves looking to just disrupt some of this early setup from DRX. Aston very quickly through underpass, pinged away. Nobody on B site right now. It's a very, very unorthodox hold towards Arcade here.
So deep as well from Derek. He's just in super passive in this. It's quite an interesting position to be kind of playing from. Like this, as said, very unorthodox, highly focused towards Arcade, taking one side of the map control, but at the moment, looking at them re-exploring. Taking control back towards Sand, so we'll be pulling the attention through. Flash comes in, and Buzz is the first to find it. Stella's gone down. Bang's now in trouble.
Yeah,
he is screwed at this, and now the support system's also been found, but he's still going to fight his way out. What?
Oh
Another second! Bang! Where did you just get that from? Even a third!
Enemy remaining.
Bang is unreal! Finding 3 there, he was dead to rights.
Absolutely, Stack's going to actually catch up both here, but Will's the one to clean it up. What a hold from Bang. Even gets caught by the Prowler. Fully blind on that, but the swing is perfect onto RB, I believe, the first one to be found. The second completely blind inside the smoke.
I just can't believe he was able to do so much for that position, because this looks so cooked. His support went down. There's a follow-up, finding Marco just through the smoke. Beautiful.
One enemy.
Man.
So much pressure onto him as well.
I turned some to diamond, so looking forward to this, young man really exploring.
He was doing the same on Breeze, right? He was holding down, finding 3Ks ahead of these site hits.
Very impressive. enough to at least convert 100 Thieves with their first round here in the second map.
That's considering we already credited how good a purchase, or at least inventory, DRX had coming into that round 3 bonus. And the pace will slow a little bit now for DRX. Almost like a fact-finding round, but 100 Thieves going to get ahead of that. Asuna chomping at the bit, but the second flash is good as well. This one coming on the back of it.
The dedication on this push. But eventually they are going to have to kind of yield at this. They will have to fall away. The door will give at least a little bit of the information away here, but actually it looks like DRX want to re-explore this.
It was interesting to see. I mean, they almost want to figure out whether or not, with these sorts of plays, there's a third member of 100 Thieves behind it. Asuna, though, ahead and gets away scot-free from that one. RB will fall.
This is really nice. Yeah, he gets away completely free at the end of that. Worth all that utility invested. Now, DRX have to do this hit with slightly less than I'm sure they'd want, but Buzz going to lead the way. Turns the flash. Derek going to deny Buzz. And actually just straight up found, maybe unaware that Stax could have been able to find him in that position, but Stax still finding them. Bang! Filling the back lines though. And it's all in Stax's hands in a 1v2. There it is. And there's the investment. What do you do with this 100 Thieves? He gets spotted. He's got to surely have seen at least one of them there.
I don't think he actually noticed Bang coming onto the left side.
Maybe not, but he's cleared enough space for himself, but what does he do with it now? Fine, precious second, swings it, he spotted another wheel, tagged up! Oh, and he steps out! 100 Thieves, 2-2 now.
I think Stax almost believed that confirmation of the headshot behind the box. He was able to find that kill, but Will, sharp to it. Will tie things up to a piece.
Today, I'm afraid.
I have to see now, especially, I mean, that duo between Derek and Asuna, whether or not they keep going hunting here, trying to find these first bloods.
One enemy remaining.
Actually, Zest did his best here. You see, actually, well, the headshot only did about 30 damage to him, so I think maybe Stax believing he'd done a little more chip damage there.
Yeah.
Well, early timeout, once again from DRX.
We were kind of questioning some of the early timeouts before as well. It was on, was it the bonus we saw it?
It was, yeah. Second round bonus, yeah.
Okay, so yeah, I mean, I'm not going to question the method. It's interesting to see how it goes going forward, if it's something they continually do.
I think internally as well, going through some changes, obviously with Stax stepping up to IGL for the majority. Whether or not, you know, that's going to be any massive play style change, I doubt the strat book itself changes, but maybe some of these timeouts are just to catch a breath. Obviously, support Stax as best they can in this role change. I mean, certainly we haven't seen, you know, a massive switch up on the side of DRX, but it can be a little taxing, especially for that internal dynamic if it's a different voice calling. Obviously, Stax, well respected. No doubts about it.
Absolutely. And it does kind of pull into question the dynamics and how they now work, right? So I think this is actually a really good way to potentially understand some of these more, it feels like check-in timeouts very early, just to ensure maybe safety of where they're leading with the rest of the game. But we come into this with that kind of scrappy purchase for DRX here, very far from pretty. You're gonna have, what, the 2 stingers? Anything else? I mean, Buzz can get the ult through. We saw this before. Straight up towards tower. Slicing the site in such an uncomfortable way that actually allows the Stingers to do this sort of damage. And now Will back to the wall. DRX are in. They've broken down the door, and now Buzz, can he hold back the flood? No. Asuna finds a way back through. This is no longer safe as Asuna is in the building, finding Marco. And now they are displaced, and he is just beaming them down.
Actually, the stuns come through the fast lane as well. The spam from Asuna is going to find it. Stella, the one to clear it up. Just there, you think DRX have done everything necessary on the way in. Beautiful round. Asuna making that ultimate work as well.
Because I love the start of this. The entire start of this was really nicely considered. You get the molly going up towards tower, kind of forcing a little bit of those angles. I mean, Asuna's had one of those rounds.
Just an Asuna.
Probably didn't see half the opponents. Even he's a little stunned at this outcome.
That's the thing you talk about this, and the Des touched on this as well. Sure. That's the sort of random round that Asuna can just pull out of the bag.
I think it was this map, I can't remember who it was against, but it was like, I think it was top of A site and he had like the mad shaky aim kick in, and it was just
Oh,
like
and he
the
lands the
filthiest
ace, yeah.
thing. Yeah. Like, the guy has got such talent. It's actually sick to watch. But he's actually had a relative, I don't want to say a quiet game, but like for him,
I was like,
right?
this is the role switch up, right? He's now in that role where he's the one supported. Obviously on that KO on Breeze, you play a very, very different role to the Neon on Fracture.
Just a little. So have to see how that looks with him.
Like ships in the night. We'll reposition here. DRX, I mean, I mentioned it a round or two ago, but the pace definitely slowing now.
There.
Actually, noting here with the pings on the map, you can see them relaying that information
Teleport's ready.
about the 100 Thieves rotation coming through, but I'm not sure if this is a mystery because they're actually, their site's set on A, which has 3 members of 100 Thieves. Hold down the fort. I'll be nearly caught off guard here, but actually, Buzz is the one to find that kill.
Well, Asuna was left so isolated, he wasn't able to dip back towards CT like the other 2 players, so he was kind of left with do as much as you can and see how much damage you can do, which is actually 0. Okay. RB's going to find Will.
Spike planted.
So it does still sit very favorably towards DRX in this position. Unless Bang and Derek combined can do something huge. Great work to at least clear out the site very quickly. Molly up towards Dish side, but again, look at these. It's Marco, the lineup man himself, the mathematician. He just has these lineups ready to go, and well, this time there it is. But Derek, he's gonna try and sit that Buzz. Good diligence to double check.
Absolutely, especially with that half defuse coming through. Made a little bit of pressure applied with the Molly nonetheless. The DRX answer back now, tie things up 3 apiece. Actually, I mean, a little bit of investment ultimate-wise, but only 2 away from that Rolling Thunder once again. Bang actually getting way ahead of the curve here. Nearly punishes that. 1 more for Stella on the null command. Sitting at 1 and 5 now. Again, very different role to what we saw him doing on Breeze as well. Looking to try and counteract some of this early presence towards Dish. Yeah, tempered by here, a rifle for Asuna. Spectre in the hands of Derek. How deep Asuna is already as well.
He's kind of wrapped up here if you look across the board, but
Right
see what the
here.
exploration on the other side is. Okay, so Bang's going to get a little bit of contact and going to fall away from this. Spike is on the ropes on the back towards B.
I think actually Will's going to have heard that though, because the first half of that, Stacks wasn't slow across the rope. So expect him to commit fully to this angle. Well, Aston is holding on to the flank from underpass, so with that, he can dip away.
Right.
Was that peek from Buzz?
Don't
What
know.
is that?
Don't know. That's more than a Ferrari peak at that point. God only knows. We're gonna have to back away from this though. So this should be, actually maybe not, 'cause they're flying on
30
through.
seconds left.
Derek and Stella happy to try and play through the smoke there and just get caught on the cross. Not too much of a fuss here for Stacks, quite comfy. And Will tries to close in, not gonna happen. Nice work from DRX.
Yeah, respected from 100 Thieves. Again, 2 of them actually avoid the Nightfall, so they're just banking on DRX, maybe being a little lazy on the clearance,
Sure.
drift through the smoke, play on the back. That Will is actually caught by the Nightfall and noted, but DRX follow up with the 2nd round win. Able to get the operator online here, though. Let's see what Will can do with it. Sacks back on that Rolling Thunder as well. Some saw it wasn't that post plant that he tried to clutch out the 1v2 on A site. At
Early,
least aggressive.
yeah. I like this early control though. I
Yeah.
like that they've tried to show this, and it's not just towards one side of the map. We've seen that variety already getting in. So this time around, Will could actually be the one to back away from this, but a quick makeup of the space. Already Buzz trying to maybe run this down a little, and Stella is dead in the water. Dead and gone, but it's a follow-up. Finding Aston is huge. Will left somewhat. Oh, zest! That was so sharp. That's what are you going to do against that? Yeah, Derek and Bang, a little far away from this now. The post plant's decent. Yeah, and there's that second player towards main too. So very hard to clear out now for the 2 players for 100 Thieves.
Yeah, I'll be able to get away from both the stun and the molly there. Nice little combo to try and find that kill. Derek noted here.
Here we go.
Good, but the crossfire holds strong. Stacks to clear it up. DRX building a little bit of momentum now. Again, that economy for 100 Thieves going to be suffering on the back of that. Nothing to offset it. No tour de force. Asuna also 4 away from his ultimate. It's going to be a little bit of a Shiko coming in here. Round 9. But DRX can keep this clean. It pretty much sets them up for success for the rest of this half, to be honest with you.
Yeah.
And coming out of this, potential here for Zest and Buzz to both get their ultimates online.
Gotta go.
Just see DRX not deterred at all from this conditioning in the early round from 100 Thieves, where, you know, the stuns come through, there's a deep smoke, and they're aggressively taking space away. This time around, it's actually on the other side of B site, the drift through arcade, but nobody there to greet them.
Yeah, and it helps to have somewhat of that diligent, not even a default, but still dealing with that aggression that's coming through on the A side. They can't then just instantly stack on the back of no contact. Trade comes out, we're going to still be standing. Already got stacks on the case, making sure no one else filters through from this side. 100 Thieves, though, the 4 players. Look at the weaponry again. There's just going to be those bits and pieces, sheriffs, stingers. Not much to really make this impact. And again, a little bit of a stun coming in, though, so maybe a chance for it. No, Harvey's going to deny. Marco on the follow-up. And now just Derek standing.
Talk about it being clean 4 standing.
It's not bad.
Big round for DRX. And actually extending their lead to 3. 4 rounds unanswered, and 100 Thieves wisely so. I'm going to call this timeout.
And again, I quite like their early rounds, Mike, but they're not quite finding what they need. I feel like they have done the aggression. It's something we kind of often talk about. We like defending sided aggression, but where do we draw the line on the adjustments they need now?
This is the thing. They're not finding first kills, right? And the flip side of that is DRX aren't really deterred. They're not being conditioned by, you know, where 100 Thieves are going to roll the dice and get aggressive towards you. Still seeing them running through the motions, sticking to the plan. And actually, maybe it's just a fact of, you know, missing each other around the map, but with 100 Thieves not finding first bloods, it becomes harder and harder to justify doing this, right?
You're absolutely right, and that's something that I think I was still just enjoying the fact that they were taking that much space on the map. And but again, though, they weren't getting the early rotations off the back. They weren't getting any of the other advantages that you're meant to get off the back of it. So you're absolutely right. Yeah. So
not even drawing utility. That's
not
the
really.
other thing. DRX aren't dumping util the other side of these smokes to try and, you know, pick off Asuna or try and find some kind of value in return. They're happy to just wait it out.
No, you're right, and this is actually quite impressive because I feel like defaults on this map are very hard to characterize because it's just a weird map, let's be honest. It's not your standard map. But again, seeing DRX handle this really well kind of very much plays into what we expect of DRX, though, when we've complimented them on those defaults in the past. So nice to see, but I want to see the adjustment from 100 Thieves coming back into this. I doubt they're going to be left without a plan in mind, right? You've got some masterminds on this team. You've got a really good structure to it. Need to see that here. And actually, DRX taking a timeout now.
Yeah, I'm a little confused by some of these from DRX today.
They are weird as hell. That is
leads me to believe there might be something internally there that's just not clicking. Again, just coming back, and I don't want to say, you know, Stacks isn't delivering as an IGL, but if there is kind of just something causing issues internally, there has to be, because some of these timeouts they're unorthodox.
And yeah,
could just be a mental reset. Again, those are the ones that, again, don't really attribute in terms of the round rhythm, in terms of, you know, the timeline of what we're seeing. They just want 4 rounds back to back. I can't believe that there's something happening that means they've got to take a breather here.
I almost want to check in on these timeouts if we can, production. I know you can hate me as much as you want. If they are in these weirder spots, I'd love to just see the coach, how much the coach is talking in this rather than just Stacks as well. Because again, I'm kind of interested to see if he is having more say at the moment, and there he is. So again, as it stands, not the case. Fairly conversational. So I do think as though, in my mind, if you have someone, let's say, like Stacks currently in-game lead, maybe not having that full comfort, you're going to depend a little bit more on the coach coming in, keeping that in tune. So maybe you're right.
This could just be to support Stacks.
Absolutely. And I'm not against it. If that's where you want to use your timeouts, absolutely go for it. So we'll see how it kind of pays off in this, and might kind of throw 100 Thieves, you know, in a weird position after that time. Actually, have no idea what DRX are going to do. So we go back in, and, well, there's the aggression. RB straight away decimates Asuna.
Will misses.
And that could have been huge.
That could have been an immediate mitigation of that first blood, but the man advantage stands. DRX find themselves comfortably onto B side, but actually ahead of the plant here. The Rolling Thunder posted. No real follow-up just
right
yet.
back to him.
And the Rolling Thunder in response outside arcade. Bang does find Zest as well.
That's not gonna do too much here. You
Strange investment here, Lauren.
I don't like this. It's really strained. And Will, no, the timing couldn't work out for him there at all. And Stella, no man's land. DRX
Nothing.
strong right now.
Right there.
And that felt a little wishy-washy from 100 Thieves. Didn't like that.
It felt like they just hit the panic button,
Yeah.
honestly.
Yeah.
I mean, I don't know why the orbital strike came in so late behind the Rolling Thunder. If they post that towards tower, look at RB's ability to get ahead of this fault line, by the way. Asuna caught completely off guard. And this is the sort of thing in the early round. DRX are not deterred at all. Like, this fault line comes through, full commitment. RB comfortably gets ahead of it, and he's rewarded for it. Now, this actually, in terms of conditioning, will act in the complete opposite way. This will probably force 100 Thieves back in their shell just a little bit on the last buy round of the half.
Getting a bit worried for 100 Thieves here, if I'm honest, Mike. This is, it's still its first half.
Big pace change from DRX.
Yeah.
Maybe that's what the timeout was for.
Yeah, maybe. This is when we finally see it come into account. Forced away, Stacks with the double, finding Bang and Will.
That's a tour de force gone.
They're winning so many of these critical fights and just finding those essential kills. The flash comes in and Asuna wants to try and close the gap. Buzz all too sharp for it. DRX immovable in this. They are finding form here. 100 Thieves falling a little flat to this. 5 HP. Stella.
Made that one.
Oh,
Where did she
Lord.
catch the
Still got the
headshot?
headshot. All right, man. Fair enough. DRX. Mike, they're looking real deadly right now.
Yeah, they got the wind in their sails.
They do.
Round in the half.
That's a concerning timeline to look at.
It is.
6 on the bounce here. Stacks beautiful timing on this peak. With these stacked up. Come out of drop there. Oh, sorry, out of rope. But like I said, the way the last few early rounds have gone, it's difficult for 100 Thieves to keep relying on trying to disrupt DRX in these early defaults.
You
So
want to
around though,
play,
Asuna and
let's
Stella
play.
find themselves in a calmer side of the map. We still have confirmation here of no presence outside Dish. We'll see how 100 Thieves react accordingly.
It doesn't feel like 100 Thieves have run out of steam. It just doesn't feel like they've had the impact on this map at all. DRX playing just that higher caliber game currently. Looking like one of the better versions of DRX we've seen in a while as well. I have to say it here. Again, a DRX on a different day in a different tournament where they've looked a bit hot and cold at times. I think would have fallen for probably map 1 and potentially had a much different scoreline here, but this is a different day and a different DRX.
Well, in that regard, actually, to come out of that map 1, credit to Stacks. If he is
Yes.
leading this internally, credit to Stacks to keep them on track and be delivering like this. Because 100 Thieves, they're not necessarily making mistakes. They're trying to be proactive. They're trying to be decisive. Look at this actual little posture towards B site. There's nobody on site, though, so there's no confirmation on the back of it. But it's already drawn the rotation. It's only Stella here on drop.
And he can't really change the outcome to this round. Maybe spam, maybe something goes his way, a grenade in the right place, but probably not, yeah. And it's a 5v5 post-plant. Ults, not masses to worry about. I guess Asuna could
Marco's got the
invest.
molly and he's one off orbital strike, so if he
Oh,
finds a
okay.
kill in this post-plant, it's actually huge. Actually going
Yep.
to use it to cut off here.
That's pretty nice, actually. 100 Thieves now, options looking limited. Access points denied. Derek does find Marco. So now they're going to try and close down on this. Buzz he literally can't swing in time. But DRX onto back in kind. And Asuna goes down. Zest is there. DRX, Mike. This is the strongest I've seen him in a hot minute.
Well, call it strongest, the most comfortable. Again, also they are sticking to their guns in some of these rounds. There's nothing really the 100 Thieves have been able to do to really throw them off kilter. And that's the important thing, especially with what they're trying to achieve in the early round, as we've referenced several times this half.
Yeah, whatever the new system is, it is looking good. 3-9. Analysts, your thoughts?
Thank you very much, Pansy and Hypok. I know we don't have an audience in here yet, but thank you very much, Seth, for giving us the full fan experience.
Yeah, you know, fill the room a little bit. There's a lot of empty air in here.
I wonder if you can hear it from like Pansy and Hypok just in the background.
If anybody can hear cheering through
sorry.
the casters' mics, it's 100%
It's just
myself,
him. It's
so.
just him. But we spoke about the two Neons going into this, and now Ryan, they've gone up against head-to-head now, Asuna and RB. What do you make of that?
I mean, I think Asuna had a lot of good moments. I do think overall, though, when you look at the 3 rounds that 100 Thieves have picked up, it was just off the back of insane plays, right? Asuna getting a 4K ban, getting a 3K. RB, though, he's had his moments, but it's how that Neon is set in the team. Like that last round that we just saw him go for a B fake. He pops his ult, he puts up the wall on B, immediately rotates over to A to get the plant in. Like, he fulfills this role so well. He did it at Copenhagen, and they've just built on top of it here.
Yeah, and we were talking about comfort, and this is just known comfort for DRX, swapping back over. Granted, Buzz, has he had the best performances this year on the Chamber? No, not at all. But he's damn comfortable playing it as well as the Jet, and it just suits this composition so much to have RB back over to the Neon. You know, we were questioning some of the decision-making that he had on Breeze. It looked a little off-kilter, but I think a lot of that just had to do with, well, A, getting warmed up a little bit, B, you know, debuting on an agent that he had not played before on stage. Now that he's back over on the Neon, it is a complete night and day difference. The impact that he is finding right now is immeasurable.
Question is, can 100 Thieves get back into this?
Oh, it's going to overtime. It just is.
I mean, given
Let's
what we've seen, you know, I am always a curse non-sayer. Like, I always say that it does not exist. I'm starting to be swayed a little bit by what we've seen across the last 2 days, but right now, I think with the win in their sales, DRX just look absolutely wild. If they can pick up this pistol round, I think that's basically the nail in the coffin. 100 Thieves, they definitely have the capability.
Never underestimate the Pansy and Hypok overtime. Am I right, guys?
Borderline bullying Yinzu, not acceptable here. But 3-9, hey, if we get a longer game, sign me up for it. I'd love to see this go the distance here, because I do feel as though we are seeing DRX hit their stride, and 100 Thieves kind of tripping a little bit on this map, Mike.
Yeah, absolutely. I mean, really going to test that stat that was proven wrong in map 1, right? 100 Thieves and winning that second half pistol. They have to get this one, and it has to be decisive. It's a fast approach here. Actually, mirror matchup to the pistol round from DRX here, with Will positioned outside main. Let's see how DRX decide to defend this, actually.
And Asuna...
Okay. 9 HP. Assuming he can get through that quicker, I guess. But he still gets the kill!
Still gets the frag! Get out of here! But the rest of 103 step up. They still stand there after the 2 kills came back through. Zest's timing's quite nasty. A bit of chip damage. They're all locked in towards the tower. This isn't out of the realms of possibility. Yeah, look.
22 HP, 53, 48.
Walking wounded here. Bang now blind, and Zest closing in. Gonna find one and looks for the follow-up. Buzz got Will, and now Stella. Gotta be sweating bullets. 53 HP on 1 flash.
This flash
That's all
has
he's
got
got
to
to work
huge.
with. It has to be perfect. And
It
they
is.
get both of them! Stella! He's given himself a chance in hell here. Buzz with a tap. Pistol to hand, the headhunter ready. Tag comes in at 17 HP, and who blinks first? Buzz!
Oh my god. Buzz ate a headshot there, by the way. He's down to 10 HP. What a ridiculous pistol round. I mean, Stella's so unlucky as well, because I said the flash had to be perfect. It absolutely was.
It was. 2 of them.
Splits them down the middle as well, punishes Zest. But what a comeback from DRX.
That's a good spot.
I just...
And 100 Thieves, yep. I mean, you have to. Stack your chips. Throw it in here in round 14. 4 Stingers, a Spectre. Expect the pace to be blistering here.
Let's see. Pace is everything. That's so quick. No,
I'm actually
fish. But-
surprised to not see them stacked up here and
They're not. That's what worries me slightly, but...
try and dive on someone, but they've actually allowed Buzz to get full control, or deep control of A main. Derek and Will on the other side of this, but you can see at the edge of your screen,
Ooh.
Buzz comfortably inside his TP, so he can challenge here. And on the back of this contact,
Oh my
DRX
God.
go hunting.
This is so dangerous. Trades come out, and it's 2 for 2 so far, and it's a little messy, but Zest wins it in the end. Gonna find both of the final players, but instantly 100 Thieves want to get towards the site.
The reposition.
The
Zest,
spike
beautiful though.
is such a problem, but finding Zest is huge. They've opened up a chance to recover this.
Slight overpeak there. Zest actually slipping back into tower. Actually, with 100 Thieves splitting 2 separate ways. Made that pretty doable. Now Derek and Will, once again, in a position to try and close this out. No HP advantage, but light shields for Will and Derek. Stacks and Buzz both have full shields. And a Bulldog. Another advantage in this 2v2.
Late round utility. That's a problem for Derek.
He can't
No punish.
Yeah, he can't punish on the back of that.
Sit back towards tower.
Could have stunned
closing.
first for that.
Certainly could have. Saving it for now, potentially, but Derek's got it right back, so Buzz going to try and play ahead of this. Close in. Oh, and gets denied. Derek staying alive. And it's on stacks. The 1v2, the double stack up from 100 Thieves. They make it count.
Derek's first shot accuracy with his stunned, I swear, just gets doubled. It's ridiculous.
He's got a buff, man. I don't know what it is.
100 Thieves cling to life here on Fracture. Find their 4th. Holding DRX on 10 for the time being. Nothing notable really early on here in terms of the ultimates, but
Wow.
that's beautiful. Great work from Zest as well to come on the backside of that pressure outside Arcade. A great recovery from Derek and Will. Put in a very difficult situation with where the spike has lost there.
Yes.
I'm out of here.
So DRX going to take early Arcade control and then back away. And just going orb farming. There it is. So RB's going to get pretty close towards the ult. One away now. Well, this happens though. 100 Thieves very patiently approaching the other side. And Buzz, good first shot there. Can't deny that.
He only had 2 in the headhunter there, so finding the first. Creates a 4v4, removes a weapon, but unretrievable here. Only classics left to work with. Strength in... Will actually glances away for a minute, luckily. The stun comes back through in response, but a massive exchange here. Stacks and RB find kills.
Sorry, how is RB and Stacks just
Look at
found
the
kills
assist.
here? There is no right to this, and Derek gets noted. He's in danger. Oh
Are
my
you
word,
kidding
DRX! This was never your round. Not in a million years were you meant to win this. And 100 Thieves once again will be kicking themselves.
What the hell was that exchange in main? Like I said, Will just takes his eyes off the prize for a moment. The stun comes through to bail him out.
Sure.
But there's a massive exchange of util there. I even see it in the kill feed. There's like 5 names coming up in the assists.
Show me this again. I want to watch all of this. Oh my word, yeah. Look at the assists.
All for me.
Right.
Just classics to work with, right?
Well,
RB on the World Tour getting those orbs. Pays dividends
It
here when they
does.
get back into A main.
that could have shattered them. That really could have shattered 100 Thieves, man. They'd open up a little bit of an avenue, getting that second round themselves. They're sent right back down, and DRX looking dominant today after such an arduous task on map 1. Blistering pace here. Not going in. Tells them nothing. 100 Thieves still working in blind here.
Actually, whether or not this retake's going to come pretty early, you can see actually Zest set up for the Nightfall. Well, now the plant to come through.
Spike planted.
Got to be conscious though, because there's a backstab coming from Will eventually. They have to move quick here off drop.
There.
The timing is going to be unbelievable to this one. Wait for it to drop. Here it is. Will finds one at the
Just a
second.
second.
He finds RB as well. Maybe saving 100 Thieves for another round. Gets the upgrade to the rifle. It ain't over just yet, though. Still 3 on the other side. Marco, Stacks, and Buzz, but swung together. Asuna on top of his kingdom. And Derek, well, trying to find anyone. But at this point, Buzz and Marco are out of there.
It's back and forth again. I said, just hoping Zest was going to pull the trigger there ahead of the plant coming in, because Will was getting closer and closer. Again, just maybe a moment's hesitation. They wanted to make sure that rotation comes through, make sure everybody's comfortably set up, but Will, man, playing a similar role. We talked about him playing in the cut on Breeze. Beautiful lurk outside dish. I'm not even sure, actually, if there was any progress made by DRX outside to just confirm presence. back and forth here in the second half. 2 for 2. DRX actually able to scrape a purchase back.
It's not a bad one either, to be
An
fair.
operator
Oh, look at that.
in the hands of Buzz.
Lovely.
100 Thieves have the edge in terms of this ult cycle, though. But they have to build momentum.
Okay, well that's going to note the operator early on there. No harm, no foul in that. Will's going to be the one to explore and at least force him away.
How loose this hold is on A site, actually.
Super deep as well. Just sitting up towards, top side of ropes, one towards CT. Not really willing to fight the entry. I guess, the first TP out, that's it. Call it where it is. Again, the trap, pretty indicative of the pressure now coming in. There it is. So they should be fully aware of what's coming their way and maybe just respecting the Neon at this point, just allowing it to sight here.
Heart will come through. No
Spike planted.
damage just yet. A triple flank. Derek's going to have his hands full here, but will see the smoke. He's got to expect this now. Finds the first, the second as well, but Zest able to trade it out.
Good trade coming in, but again, the bodies so favorable now towards 100 Thieves, 4 of them standing. Zest already considered. Prowler's going to note they're close by. Haunt goes up as well, not really telling him too much of a tale, but he tries to get ahead of it with the support coming in.
Great fault line coming through, but Zest unable to capitalize on it. DRX going to give this one up. Feeling as if they've got enough in the tank to maybe purchase back out of this round loss. I mean, conscious just to hold on to the operator as well. I mean, Marco down at 1850, RB on 750.
Right here.
Man, this game ain't over yet, is it? It
100
ain't over
Thieves.
yet.
Live to fight another day.
I feel there's something about this game right now that's just it feels like it's gonna get stupidly close. Don't laugh.
I mean, 100 Thieves is in their blood, right?
Apparently so. Okay. We call it a comeback at like let's say about 8 here, I'd say.
You always say 7. You change the bar again. You say 7. You always say 7.
Who asked you?
Well,
Yeah, behave.
who are you talking to?
Myself mostly, alright, like normal. And I'd say about 8 just considering the scoreline and how they've been kind of trending back and forth here, but as it stands, 6-11, it's still a long road back. They are going to force away the first couple of players, and Asuna quickly to get to the case. Trying to close the gap here and try and take that first contact. Doesn't find much, but he does at least force them away. But this is all a ruse, Mike.
TP,
Oh, the
Buzz!
shutdown! Will!
Massively overstays his welcome there. Marco now in a position to try and find something, but it's only one.
They're so far away. The spike can go down. I don't think there's going to be anything to stop it. The spam's not bad at all! Oh my word, Stella!
The
You're
spam's
a
nearly
lucky
perfect.
boy. Barely breathing. Stacks and RB, where are you in this? Where's the gateway in? Where's anything? Are they saving again?
I mean, you look at the money now as well. It goes right back in the other direction, right? Buzz, the 1400. Didn't get a kill, so I don't think he's got the tour de force. Zest on 1750. You're almost expecting, with the way these last few rounds have gone, hoping DRX just take a full reset in terms of the finances. RB did not note Will crossing that. Notes him on the second, though.
Go, go, go.
Can't get away from it. Will gonna punish that. Stack's the only one to keep the rifle. No one else nearby to take that out of the hand. So gonna have to keep our eye on the money for DRX going forward in this series, because they are getting towards the lower end of the spectrum of what they can afford here. But as it stands, 7 now. That's 3 back-to-back for 100 Thieves, and looking quite diligent in this.
If I'm not mistaken, DRX don't have any more timeouts, right?
Don't know.
I'm not sure why Buzz doesn't TP there. I mean, if Will's any deeper, you could understand maybe banking on the operator reload, but you're the solo anchor.
You
Get
have
the
to-
hell out of Dodge.
Yeah, it's that safety net of just knowing when it's time to back away. We go back in 7-11, and the scoreline getting closer now. Nerve starting to show, and you might be right. DRX could be out of timeouts here. This could be a big factor going forward. They will get stuck into just whatever they can come up with. And this is where you're going to really see Stacks put to task. Can he come up with a method to handle the absolute madness 100 Thieves have been putting down?
I'm out of here.
This time Asuna does have support if he did decide to go for the same sort of look towards A, but actually peeling away from this.
I'm going to hit back towards B. Actually, the re-clearance with utility here. We noted, at least dealt with on the other side from 100 Thieves. Stella will get his null command from outside B. Now, that audio cue will be relayed, and that's why we see Zest drifting back through spawn. DRX feeling fairly confident. And this early pressure towards A main was a fake, but I mean, the contact comes early enough that even if RB and Stacks can just slow them down, the rotation should come through comfortably.
There we go. Asuna hits the button. RB still waiting, gets checked on. Oh my word! How? How is Asuna doing this sort of thing? 100 Thieves just bullying their way through the game now. Marco, the only one alive, left in tatters. And this will be 8 for 100 Thieves. They are not out of this game. And DRX have no emergency button left to hit at this point. It's Stella to find him. And this is where the cracks start to show, and 100 Thieves just getting into the swing of things.
And this is the round for me. 4 unanswered. DRX now have that ability to take that economic reset. All back on the same page now, but Asuna leading the charge so many times in these rounds. 100 Thieves. And they've clawed their way back in.
You want to play? Let's play.
The start, the pace, unrelenting. Will being chased down here. He's got to try and
Oh
get
my
out of dodge. He's trying to do anything he can to escape. Quickly gets on the rope and actually gets out of the dodge. And in the meantime, 100 Thieves can be taking the site. Spike's already there.
Completely traded places in the first 20 seconds of this round.
What do they have to do about this one? DRX going to try and play it back in. It looks like they're on the attacking side, but they're taking back their side. 100 Thieves up for the fight though, Will. First man forward, too many targets. Can't do it again. Marco finding both. As Asuna by the arcade going to dip away, try and play a little bit of those precious seconds, add them to their favor.
Derek
DRX
on the
are on the
backstab, though.
site.
He's going to be able to drift through this smoke. Nobody's watching it
No
right
one
now.
would expect this, right? Surely not. There's so many other things to worry about. He's going to try and play this just down to the wire. Let Asuna get the attention, get down Buzz.
The stun's
and the
huge!
stun's perfect! Asuna with the punish! 100 Thieves! Not down and not out.
What a beautiful round, and DRX try to be decisive here. I don't know how Will gets away with that. I have no idea how he gets out of there, but he does.
You tell me.
Such a weird round to watch back.
Charges.
Asuna again, though, finding 2 crucial kills after this initial wave of pressure coming back onto B site.
Man.
Let's go! Let's go!
I'm out.
The Sean fan club in absolute rapture. We go back through another.
Well, Will did not get out of dodge this time.
Oh god. This is so deadly. Mike, this is not how this happens. This is not how this happens. How is Stack still alive? Oh my word, this is unbelievable. Obby's got the ult. Okay, safe enough. It's a 2v3, right? Bang and Stella, where are you in this? Bang is dead. That's where he is. This is not how you get to 12. Don't do this to them. Stella, there's no good choice at this point. 2 players to the left. Great shot, but a great trade for Zest. It's 12 for DRX, and I do not understand how this round just happened.
I mean, Blinken, you missed it. DRX with another fast approach in the early round. Almost this time, catching 100 Thieves off guard, I gotta say it.
Straight up. Look at this.
Will was so quick to dip in the previous. Stacks does so well to get around this utility, by the way. What the hell was that from Marco? I saw that in the kill feed. Beautiful shot with the Sheriff. That's how they find 12. Rolling Thunder online. Marco one off the orbital strike. Zest one off the Nightfall. Huge ultimate advantage here for DRX.
Can they do it again? No, because this half has felt so favorable for the 100 Thieves. They've been doing so well as a collective. Go back towards Dish, 3 of them working. Ult now worked for Stella, ready to go. This 3-2 split, not in any particular hurry here.
100 Thieves cautious on the retreat. And we're all going to be on red alert as well. Buzz staring down on the other side with this operator. Marco, they have a lot to deal with here on the other side of B site towards Arcade. Yeah, just actually He's just shouldering this with the smoke. The problem being, Asuna can literally get on top of him so quickly.
Did he hear? I think he heard some steps on this too. Smoke gonna go in.
Look how deep this
Oh, that's
defensive
great from
smoke
Buzz,
is as
though.
well.
Still isolating Derek is huge. Gets that, gets to keep his life. Now Marco's in danger. Any punish? No. Marco still stands and will. Lackadaisically walking up, just gonna lose his life for it. 3 now standing. Asuna, Stellar, and Bang. Asuna stunned up, gonna try and at least facilitate the cross towards the site. Bang there, Stellar there. They dip towards CT. 10 seconds though. They ain't got time for this. The clock's run out. And DRX, make no mistake of this. This meant the world to them.
What a way to close things out as well. Stacks elated.